for the greatest Premier League, again we're talking about the greatest Premier League, he would still be in that XI, and I think he'd get above Lampard and he'd go above Paul Scholes. He would. He's the best all-rounder. Lampard and Scholes could not do what Gerrard did in the team that he played for. I promise you they couldn't. He couldn't. I think Gerrard is probably the best English player we've ever had, in my opinion. Tell me who's better.
This is the 11, and I'm joined by Liverpool fan Doyle and Chelsea fan Zac. How are we doing, chaps? You all good?
Good, thank you. Good. Up for a battle.
Ready?
Fantastic.
He's in the zone. I like it.
We were talking loads before this, but now look how silent we are.
We're in the game.
Right. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be debating an all-time 11, Chelsea and Liverpool, okay, in the Premier League era. So we're going to do the hotly debated wingers. So we've got right wing and left wing. Who are you going to be putting forward, Zac?
So my left wing, he's managed to win the Premier League a few times. Only something Liverpool have done once.
Wow, shots fired within about 30 seconds.
He was nice before this as well.
And to be fair, I'm sure he's going to compare someone soon. But these two guys were always being compared together. But my left wing is going to be Eden Hazard. Okay. And my right wing, a few years back, I would have loved to see them play together, Joe Cole.
Okay, two great players there.
Yeah,
does that scare you, Doyle?
Not at all. No, I've got Mo Salah on the right wing, mate. How can I be scared with that? I've got Mo Salah, can you? So for me, I agree with the Eden Hazard shout. When you're talking about the two players, they're always compared to one another. I still think Mo Salah, for his consistency and the numbers that he's put up over 7 years, deserves to be the better player. And if we're talking about an all-time Premier League team, Salah gets ahead of Eden Hazard. But we're talking about a joint team here, right?
Wow.
And I do think the best options are to have Mo Salah and Eden Hazard on the left. Would make the best team.
Quickly, I do want to rewind there, because he's just said that Mo Salah is better than Eden Hazard. Do you agree with that, Zac?
Hazard left the league a few years ago, and since then, Salah has gone on to do crazy things, absolutely crazy things. We've also seen him lift the Premier League with Liverpool, which is no mean feat, especially up against Manchester City. I think it depends on what kind of footballer you as a person enjoy.
Exactly.
If you like a goal scorer who is just always touching nearly 30 goals in the league alone every season, like the records show it, like that is Salah. But I think if you enjoy a player who's a lot more skillful, and let's remember, his profession is doing skills. He's a freestyler. Eden Hazard, I think. Eden Hazard ticks that box, I think, a lot more. Like, it's not to say that Salah isn't skillful, and like he's one of the best dribblers in the league. He is. Like, he's now started being super creative as well. But Eden Hazard had the ability to get goals, and he had the ability to create and make you just sit there and think, oh my God, this is the best player I've ever seen. Like, people say, like, I personally think Messi is the best of all time.
Agreed.
People say, like, there was times when Hazard was touching upon those levels. I don't know. In terms of his ability on the ball and his ability to do crazy things on the ball. That would be my argument. That would be my argument. That would be my argument against Salah for him. And I think it just comes down to what you prefer.
It's subjective. It is. Like, I'm a freestyle footballer. That's what I do, right? So I love style. Who doesn't like the eye test in football, right? My favourite player in the league right now is Eze, because every time I watch him, he excites me. He's brilliant. But I'm talking about consistency, right? It's not how good you do it, it's how long you do it good for. Mo Salah is the definition of that. I just said it before, if there was an XI for the greatest Premier League team, it would be Mo Salah on that right wing, along with Thierry Henry and all them, and Terry, like we'll talk about him later. Them type of players, he fits that mould, mate. He is an icon, not just in the game and the way he plays football, but outside of football, what he's done for his country, what he's done for his religion. He's an icon, lad. He's unbelievable what he's done. So I don't think you can.
Is he the greatest ever Liverpool player?
I grew up with Gerrard, lads, right? So Gerrard will always have that special part, because I'm a Scouser, if you didn't know. And Gerrard will always
the accent was really throwing me off.
He will always have my heart, right? Because the stuff he did in a Liverpool team that should never have won the things that he did just epitomises the Scout spirit for me. So he'll always be number one. But if I'm objectively thinking about it, Mo Salah probably is the best player, other than Kenny Dalglish. Can't speak on him, because I never watched him. But in my generation, this fella is the best footballer I've seen play for Liverpool. He's incredible, really. All right. But I get it with Hazard, I do.
So you come to an agreement, you're going to have Hazard and Salah?
Yeah.
They have to be.
1-1. Right, here you go then, lads. Here's one for you.
Thank you, mate.
And here is one for you.
There you go.
Look at that. Right, next one. This is a good one.
This is the good one.
Striker.
So I've got a few names to put forward, right? Liverpool have always been famous for having a number 9, a brilliant number 9. So we look at Michael Owen, which I didn't want to say because he played for Man United, but he was brilliant for us, I can't deny it. Fernando Torres, Luis Suárez, right? You've got to look at them 3 players and think, how can they fit in a team that's going to compete against a Drogba or, I don't know, that's the stick out one for me, to be quite honest with you.
Costa, I guess, is the other mention.
I will say,
a couple of seasons.
Yeah, brilliant. I will say though, Suárez.
Not very dismissive there.
Because he's not
brilliant, but he's not
as good
Drogba.
as these.
He's no Drogba.
Suárez, I've never seen, other than Haaland and Salah, have a better individual season in the Premier League ever. And what I would say, when you're talking about style and the way you look at the eye test, right? Suárez passed that. He could score every single type of goal that you wanted. Not a great person, but a great footballer, yeah. We know this, lads. I can back his football.
Did bite one of the right hands.
Glad he did, yeah. And it's not his first time either. So it's a toss-up between Suárez and Didier Drogba for me. And I do think Drogba, I think Suárez was better in the Premier League, but Drogba was better overall for the career in Chelsea.
I think in terms, especially like cult figure, like you're right, Suárez was great. He had that incredible season where he scored, obviously, it was nearly breaking the record. But Drogba, we got to remember when Drogba joined Chelsea, no one knew who he was. And to go on and do what he did, multiple Premier League titles, was feared by every defence around Europe, around the world. Okay, he never had the season like Suárez did.
Individually, he's not as good as Suárez, but his impact on Chelsea was bigger than what it was for Liverpool.
He has, if you look at the Drogba highlight reel, he could score goals, man.
Belt of goals.
35
he was a big
yards
game
out.
player, wasn't he?
Always,
the
always.
Biggest big game player.
I've never
10 goals in 10 finals.
Yeah.
It speaks for itself.
Wembley was essentially Chelsea's second home with Drogba there. It was Drogba's second home, like against Manchester United.
Did you feel confident going into a Chelsea game with Drogba up top? You were like, pretty confident in a final, he's going to do it for us.
100%, 100%. Just we wouldn't have been the club we were without Didier Drogba, and that was as I said, this was a player that no one had expectations of when he first joined. Yeah. And his first season wasn't that great, like wasn't amazing, but he went on to go and do incredible things and score incredible goals. And just for me, he's a cult figure that Premier League era with the strikers it had.
He's one of the faces.
He's one of the faces.
I think I do lean towards Didier Drogba.
I feel like you've admitted defeat on this
one. No, like I think
it's very much.
Right, if we're talking outside of the Premier League, Luis Suárez is there, lads, but he's not. So he's not there. We're talking about the Premier League.
Drogba's there now.
Drogba's there, lads. Yeah, I would say.
Right, on that note then, Zach, you won that one. There you go. That is your blue counter.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Look at this. It's 2-1 at the moment, Doyle.
Fair play, lad. I let him have that one. You know what I mean?
Right. Next up, we have got the midfield 3. We're going to get you to give your 3 suggestions for each spot.
So 2 in particular, I really won't budge on. Like, I really won't budge on.
I know what's going to be.
Frank Lampard.
Yeah. And it's either going to be Kante or Makelele.
And N'Golo Kante.
There you go.
N'Golo Kante.
And I agree with him.
No, this is not part of the show.
I wish we could have. But how can you disagree?
I'm just going to put Gerrard right here next.
Because I think maybe for Liverpool, like Xabi Alonso has a very good shout for when he was there. Wasn't there that long?
It's one of them type of things. It's like Desai for you, right?
Yeah.
He had a good season. He had 1 or good 2 seasons for Liverpool, but actually he kicked on after he left Liverpool. And same for Desai, right? These players, great, but when you're talking about the best. I like Claude Makelele, I thought you were going to go for him, but then watching Kante over the last 10 years, I don't think I've ever seen a CDM like him. People die in that position, right? Fabinho got off from Liverpool because Jurgen Klopp murdered him, because he just made him run like mad, and he was like, I'm shattered, lad, I'm going to get a big paycheck. And Kante
has done that now.
But even so, lad, he came to the Euros and he's playing for France, and he looked like he was 19 again, lad. I was like, he's an incredible footballer, an incredible human being, and absolutely, I think that he should be in an all-time XI for the Premier League and in this combined one. So
one of the biggest compliments I think you can give to Kante is managers who've managed him and wanted to manage him would say it's like having a second player. Like it would be 12 versus 11 with N'Golo Kante on there, and that is. And when he joined, he was at Leicester. People thought of him as. He's this defensive monster, wins the ball back, that's it.
No, we can dribble.
Then, comes to Chelsea, and he works under a few different managers, and they always found a way for him. He started playing, rather than here, over here. And he'd give the ball, he'd run it forward, continue attacks. He'd managed to become this all-round midfielder that I don't really think people give him a lot of credit for.
I agree.
And just, he won the Champions League with Chelsea, he won the Premier League with Chelsea, he won so much with us, and I think he is, you're right, like in terms of not just Liverpool and Chelsea, I think if we did a Premier League 11, he should be in there.
I love him. I love the guy, lad. That's nailed down. You can put a blue one there if you want.
Yeah, trying to do it now? Right, yeah, cool then. Yeah, let's do the blue one now. There you go, Zach.
Thank you very much.
Another one?
That's respect.
N'Golo. A lot of blue.
I will say, I will add to this, right, it's very difficult when we're talking about Liverpool's best team, right, because our best team is some of the players are currently in there, right? Whereas your best team was 10, 15 years ago, it was 2004, 2005 type of team, and you know, they've finished their career, so we can't really compare some of the players that we're going to talk about further down the line. But these midfielders, Gerrard and Lampard, are absolutely some of the best midfielders that England have ever produced and ever will, so why would you not put them in the team? There is no one above them. Yeah. And I love Macher, I love Thiago Alcantara for Liverpool, brilliant. Jordan Henderson, wonderful captain. The reason why he played for Liverpool is because he demanded so much from his players. He was vocal, he was a wonderful, wonderful captain. But we're talking footballers, right? Gerrard was everything, absolutely everything that you want from a football player, he could do. And I feel like Lampard, similar. Maybe Gerrard was a better all-rounder, but Lampard's goal-scoring ability was insane.
On Gerrard, do you feel like his career's tarnished by one, that slip, and the fact he never won a Premier League title?
No. Why would I feel like it's tarnished?
Do you think it is?
He would still be in the XI for the greatest Premier League. Again, we're talking about the greatest Premier League. He would still be in that XI, and I think he'd get above Lampard, and he'd go above Paul Scholes. He would. He's the best all-rounder. Lampard and Scholes could not do what Gerrard did in the team that he played for. I promise you, he couldn't.
It's so tough to say. Like, this is a Lampard who was at West Ham. And eventually saw the talent come through at Chelsea. And there was a period where later on in his career, he did go from being around here to dropping down here and being more of a distributor and stuff. I think we saw Gerrard do that. It's easy to say Gerrard because he played essentially in a worse team for a longer time.
I think Gerrard is probably the best English player we've ever had, in my opinion. Do you hear me?
Well, I think that's correct. I think that might be a debate for another time.
Yeah, it might be a different video, that one. Might be a different video,
Wait, so, okay, lad. Go on, quickly elaborate.
Wayne Rooney? Tell me who's better.
Wayne Rooney?
Why?
Better in all sense of the way.
He's not.
He was a fantastic,
he's also a
fantastic striker, fantastic attacking mid. Ended playing central midfield for Manchester United. He could score every goal you wanted to.
I guess I'm going to say I'm biased, right, because it's Steven Gerrard, but also I do think if you asked other footballers, lad, they put him up there.
Mate, Rooney at 16 was
incredible, yeah, definitely, incredible. Scored that goal against Arsenal, it was insane, hit the crossbar and that, boss. Gerrard's still better though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's better.
Right.
Different argument.
Different video. Right. Look, we've decided it in. So there you go. There's your red counter.
Thank you, boss.
There's your blue counter.
This is crap. I'm losing.
We'll put
You're getting,
but I'm having to be
you want to put him a bit forward, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Next up, we have got centre halves. Now, I feel like this could be your time. Let's put your two forward first.
Virgil van Dijk, lad. I know for a fact that you can't take him out of that team. I know Carvalho was brilliant and as a partnership with John Terry, yeah, fantastic. But if you take Carvalho out of that team, he's still not as good as Virgil van Dijk. And if you put him next to Terry, he could do just the same things as Carvalho could and more. He's genuinely the yardstick for defenders right now. Right? If you look at Willy Saliba, how good's he?
Very good.
Stole his whole flow from Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, that's where he got it from, lad. That's where he got his flow. And I'm telling you now, John Terry was that yardstick at the start. It was Rio and Terry who were the ball-playing defenders, and he's took that on and created another style of defender. That's why I'm saying he's the yardstick. I don't think you could ever leave him out of Chelsea-Liverpool combined, or again, I'm going to say it, he's better than Vidic, lads. He's better than Vidic, Man United fans, I don't care what you say. But because he hasn't got them trophies, he's not there. But his football ability puts him there, lad, because he's phenomenal. You ask anybody, any defenders, ask John Terry, ask Rio Ferdinand, lad, how good's Virgil van Dijk? They'll say, he's better than me.
Yeah. He's better than JT?
Yes, he's better. Of course he is. He's a modern footballer, lad. Modern footballers are better than...
But JT what attributes is better than John Terry?
His ball carrying ability, without a doubt.
Ball carrying, I'll give you, but I think passing, JT beats him.
Definitely doesn't. He does not, lad. One of Virgil's biggest strengths is his diags. He used to take free kicks for Celtic.
JT does that with his left foot.
So does Virgil, lad. Virgil's got a cultured foot, either side, mate. Virgil van Dijk has a wonderful variety of passing. There's nothing that Terry can do that Virgil can't, and he'll do better at it. I guarantee that, lad.
All right.
No chance.
And he's better looking, and he's more handsome, lad, and he smells better, lad.
If it's based on looks, maybe he might. Let's talk about football. So from a Chelsea perspective,
let's put
John Terry.
Yeah, and let's remember the context of what football's like in this era. Like, defenders didn't pass the ball. Defenders get the ball and they go long. And then JT came about and he went, okay, so I'm going to take the old school defending of throw every bit of me on the line. Where there's those famous pictures and videos, exactly, where he's jumping down. I haven't seen Virgil do that.
Doesn't need to, because he stays on his feet. He never falls on the
come out of the bum.
He gets dribbled past the bar once every 10 years, lads.
Oh, yeah, was that ridiculous?
Did happen in the Champions League final against Real Madrid, though, didn't it? And the ball that came across. I mean, this is the thing. Like, JT was someone who had that that old school, which like people love to sit here and talk about all these defenders. You mentioned it, Vidic, and these guys who like animals and hard men, and JT had every bit of that. He then also had the new style, and it was about being cultured. It's about being happy to have the ball at the back and being happy to, and that did come through time as well. But I don't think people realise how good John Terry was with his left foot. Like everybody you speak to from that Chelsea team say how much easier he made the game, because it wasn't like we had a left-footed centre-back at that time. It was, as you said, Carvalho. There was Gary Cahill at moments with him as well. JT made it so much easier for us to play football. He went from a team that was playing in the early 2000s to a team that was winning the Premier League in 2016. Like that is some longevity, man. From a young kid to then become the captain of Chelsea and do so much. And he's the highest scoring defender of all time in the Premier League. Like that's ridiculous to have that level. And as a partnership, if it's Van Dijk and John Terry, like
that's insane. On that note, incredible.
On that note, there you go.
Thank you very much, buddy.
No worries. Okay, right.
Interesting.
Next up, we have left back.
It's really difficult, this one, right? Because I don't feel like, again, I don't think it's fair, like I was comparing Virgil and Terry earlier. Virgil hasn't finished his career yet, and he's the type of defender, just like Terry, that'll go on to 37, 36 and still be a fantastic footballer. And I'm going to put, you know what I'm going to say, don't you, lad? Andy Robertson, yeah? Andy Robbo has been just as much as the span as Mo Salah, Trent, Virgil and Alisson, right? He has been a bedrock of Liverpool's success, and without him we wouldn't be anywhere. And he cost us £3 million from a relegated team. The value for money that we've got from this man
Whole
is
City had
unbelievable.
Maguire and then Robertson.
Yeah, and even the thing about the morale he brings to the dressing room, he gets along with everybody. Like he is a top professional, a wonderful individual, and a fantastic footballer. He's only second to Trent in assists. That says something, lad. That says something about his footballing ability. And it gets overlooked because Trent is so bloody good. But he's the second most assists as a fullback in the Premier League, lad.
If it wasn't for one man, I'd probably end up agreeing with you.
I know it's going to be. It's going to be Cole, innit?
But when you're up against Ashley Cole,
I know. You got it tough. I'm not going to lie.
He was incredible. He was incredible during
and finished his career now as well.
He has. But it was incredible when he was at Arsenal at a young age. Moved to Chelsea. Went on to win. We've spoken about the multiple Premier Leagues, the Champions League, the FA Cups, all of it. Like he's one of the most decorated Englishmen ever. He was someone who was so. The way that we had our defensive line and his connection with John Terry and the way that they worked down there as well, he was just incredible. I mean, he could defend one of the best players we've ever seen in the league and in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Who's he say was the toughest person he ever come up against? Ashley Cole.
I agree with that. He was literally the yardstick. Again, I keep saying it. He was the best defender, left back in the world at one point. But I'm not going to put him there, right? Because I can't do it to Robbo because I absolutely adore him. So I'm going to make you decide that. Like, I can't do that to Robbo, like, because he gets overlooked constantly, lad. And I just think he's such a phenomenal footballer. You do it, lad.
I like it.
Attention's building. I can't take Robbo out, lads. I can't.
You can't? Well, I can.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it has to be Ashley Cole, arguably one of the best left backs ever. Let's move on then.
Do we need to? This is Trent. There's nobody else, is there, lad?
Yeah. Done that.
Don't you dare, lad, put Ivanovic there. Don't do that.
No, not Ivanovic. Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta
is not appreciated enough at all in the world of football.
Fair play.
This is someone who came in.
This
is someone who came in, I think, for about £12 million. Chelsea just won the Premier League. Just won the Champions League in 2012. He came in and was considered this like young guy we've just got from Spain. Not too sure what to make of him. He can kind of play a little bit right. He can play right back. He kind of play a little bit at left back. And he went on to not only win the Premier League several times, he also went to win on the Champions League. He went on to become captain of Chelsea. He went on to be amazing in a 3-back formation under Antonio Conte. Also did a very good job at right back. There was a season where Ashley Cole was constantly injured. He went and played left back. Not many defenders can come out there and come do this. Like, I think there's an argument, and look, right now it's tough because Trent he's won it all. But Aspie has as well. It's tough. Trent has.
That's lovely. That's really lovely, but it's still Trent in it, and you know it is.
Yeah, I mean, it
is. I'll argue as well that he's actually a centre-back, Aspie lad, rather than a right-back. And if you're talking about solid right-backs, Trent is a generational talent, but there is nobody other than Kevin De Bruyne with his passing variety in this league. He's exceptional.
Are you happy to concede on that?
Yeah. You can take Trent. Yeah, it's fine.
Looks like I just like the right side of the foot.
There's a lot of P going on there. There you go. Right, final position.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper. Now, there should be some good names here.
I mean, Chelsea's probably two that I'll bring to the table is one, Thibaut Courtois, who's obviously gone on to do incredible things. We mentioned it about Luis Suárez, what he's gone on to do Real Madrid. But the one is Petr Cech. Petr Cech came in and was one of those early signings. And we mentioned this core, Cech, Lampard, JT, Drogba. This guy here was just, he came in and he was incredible. He then had a nasty injury, awful injury. Was told that if he was ever be in a bad collision again, like it might be over. It's not necessarily the safest of things to be doing right now, jumping around in goal and having the ball hit at you a million times while men are rushing at you as well. And he was, during that era, I think people would happily say that he was from 2004 really to 2012, the best keeper in the Premier League. That's a long time. That's really, really impressive. I think from a shot-stopping ability, he was just outrageous.
Yeah, I think Petr Cech, again, was that player who was the blueprint for what a goalkeeper was 15, 20 years ago, whatever. And I think a lot of this team, right, has been based off like a lot of nostalgic bias, right? Because that team that conceded 15 goals is put right up there because it's never been done before. I get it, but he wasn't doing it on his own, was he? He had John Terry and Carvalho in front of him, lad, and he had Ashley Cole and he had whoever else, right? They're top defenders. He's not doing the job solely alone. So the only player I can really put in there who's at the same caliber, in my opinion, is Alisson. Alisson is right now the best goalkeeper in the world. And so I can't really put Petr Cech above him because one, he hasn't finished his career, he's still got plenty of years left to play, and two, like, I'm not going to do that nostalgic bias where because he's conceded 15 goals it means he's the best goalkeeper in the world. It's not the truth. So
what are you saying that Liverpool's defence is worse?
Edwin van der Sar during that time was also phenomenal for Man United, lads. So I can't really say.
Not for as long though.
No, I agree. Not as long, right? So, but still, ability-wise, pretty similar in my opinion, lad. Edwin van der Sar was brilliant. So I'm going to put Alisson there for it being a bedrock of Liverpool's success is ability to distribute the ball. You've seen so many goals where he's passed it to Mo Salah and he's ran through against
United. He's even scored a goal.
Yes, he's even scored a goal for us. I can't put Cech in front of Alisson just simply because he hasn't finished his career. And I think after everything's said and done, people will look at Alisson and think, is he up there with Cech?
I think the issue though is that's where it comes down to I think that's where honours.
It's the honours, and it's not fair. I feel like it's not fair on Liverpool, right? I hate this, right? Because City, I hate this. City have basically taken away trophies from us, right? And without that, there'd be more players on this board because they'd have accumulated more trophies, right?
I think when it comes down to it, at the end of your career, which goalkeeper here is going to put the honours on the table? It's going to be Cech, isn't it? And just like that, 15 goals conceded in a single season. There's 38 games. 38. It's mental.
I don't think I'll ever be done, will it?
Liverpool only lost one game in one of the seasons. The only, the team that Alisson's played in has not been as defensively stable as that Chelsea team, without a doubt. But his footballing ability is still better than Petr Cech's. It is.
Right, so it's down to me again.
And don't do this to me, lad.
No pity points, no pity points.
Pity points?
Genuinely what you believe here.
Okay.
What you believe.
I love this, everyone's sucking up to me.
Can I flip the table if he doesn't do one?
Pay me some compliments, come on.
That's a sick haircut, that. I wish I had a beard like that.
Oh, thanks. Right, sadly, still doesn't really do much for you there.
It's tough. This is one of the toughest.
Right,
maybe the toughest.
All joking aside, this is a tough one. However, I am sadly going to have to go with Team Chelsea here, as much as it pains me. The reasons why, I think it does go down to, I think honours is a part of it, unfortunately, as well as for me as well, because he has finished his career, everything's on the table. Yeah. I think Alisson's still playing, and I think that's unfair. It's unfair on Alisson, to be honest with you. I think he's had a really hard time of it here, because he could easily be in this team.
Put Alisson on the bench if you want.
Yeah?
No, how dare he? How dare he?
You don't want that?
Yeah,
no? I can't do it. I can't make it happen. I've got enough encounters. But put your subs
I'm going home, say that.
There you go, that is your combined Chelsea and Liverpool all-time Premier League 11. Are you happy, Zach?
Very happy, very happy.
Tell you what I'm happy about. This is all a thing of the past. This is all the present. If we did a combined 11 of the teams right now, there'd be one player from your team that gets in, and that's it.
That's not what the video was. Not what the video was.
This, brother. You remember it fondly. I'll enjoy my team this season. I hope you enjoy yours.
I reckon all three of them aren't there next season.
Well, they are today. Yeah, so that's all that matters, brother. Yeah.
Put it there.
Yeah. All right, and then in goal. sorry. This is my favourite one. Oh, Cam. Talk to me about Onana.